Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, VC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Good morning, Victor. Glad you're here this morning. Could you be able to join us? Sorry we missed you yesterday, but glad you were able to catch it later on in the day. So today is July 13th, 2023. The month is almost half done, and I have so much I need to do. Have you ever felt that way? Have you ever felt like the day, the week, the month, the year has slipped by and you haven't gotten anything accomplished that you thought you should have accomplished by now? Yeah, that happens, doesn't it? If you start focusing on that, you will find yourself stuck every step of the way. And you'll start trying to find ways to manage the loss, and you're going to cover your tracks so that you can get as much done as you can and make it look like you did more. Covering our tracks is something we've gotten good at since we were kids, haven't we? Being able to find the way to make things look better than what they actually are. It's almost the sense of walking through the woods, dragging sticks behind you and branches behind you so that the tracks that you put down get the leaves and stuff come back over the top of them, so it's harder to follow you, right? So that you can have plausible deniability. You can look back behind you and say, doesn't look like anybody walked through there. I'm safe. I have safety in the way I handle things. Don't we do that? And we're always looking for that way to cover our tracks and see what it looks like. Today we're going to look at verse 15 of Proverbs chapter 13. Verse 15 out of the Holman Christian Standard reads this way: good sense wins favor, but the way of the treacherous never changes. So I was looking at that this morning and went back and looked at the original language and realized something. Good teaching and intelligence, it does give favor. Good sense wins favor. The good teaching, the use of good intelligence, it does give favor. We find life better. But the road of the one that covers their tracks is hard. But the way of the treacherous never changes. As we struggle to cover up our ways and do what we think we need, we're feeling down about ourselves, and we're finding a way to make it look different than what it is. We always find life harder than what it needs to be. We're working so hard to cover our tracks that we're not putting the effort into doing what we need to do. You know, for so much of my life, I spent so much time covering tracks, whereas if I would have just been doing the work in front of me, I would have gotten so much more accomplished. And that's the reality of my life, and probably yours too. Today, I know that, we're in the middle of the month and I don't have nearly as much accomplished as I thought I would. But I can't just cover my tracks. I have to just press forward and use the time that God's given me to get done what I can get done. The crazy thing is, when I do that, I tend to get a lot more done than if I just am always looking for the way to make it look like I did more. And so the reality is, I've got a lot of work to do. But God's given me 24 hours in a day. God promised me He would be my rest. I need to rely on Him and put my focus on Him, do the next right task that's in front of me. And when it's appropriate, multitask. Not always appropriate, by the way. most of the time when I'm trying to multitask, like talk to somebody, a sponsee on the phone, and do something on the computer at the same time, I am actually ignoring one and doing the other. Not that I catch myself. I'm really good at catching myself in that, and I'll stop what I'm doing on the computer to pay attention to my sponsee. But multitasking is the same thing as covering your tracks, isn't it? Really being present with the Lord in the task that needs to be done always makes it go better. And that's just the thing. It is for me anyway. My wife says it's hard to retrace where you came from to see where we actually went off the right path. And I would agree with that. It's really hard to try and go back, especially if you've been covering your tracks. And if the better you get at covering your tracks, the harder it is to go back and figure out where you went off track. So that's an interesting thought, Rhonda. I appreciate that. So, guys, I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.